The Justice Department is investigating the shooting as a hate crime.
This specialist Matt Rascone has more on what the shooting says about racism in America.
I think maybe the most disheartening thing about Buffalo,
as familiar scenes of hate and heartache continue to pour in from Buffalo, New York.
above and beyond the terrible tragedy, 10 people killed,
The conversation for some
is that nobody who follows the news in America should be surprised.
turns to the motivation behind the attack.
And that's a terrible thing.
Amos Giora is a law professor at the University of Utah, an expert in extremism, terrorism, and their connection to racism.
For anybody who thinks that we've moved on from the 1950s or the 1960s is living, quote unquote, in La La Land. And this, I think, this reinforces that.
Giora points to the shooting at a mosque in New Zealand, the attack at a synagogue in Pittsburgh, and the shooting at a black church in South Carolina.
Racism and unhinged anti-Semitism have become legitimized by three distinct actors.
He argues politicians, members of the media, and social media platforms are enabling racially motivated attacks like the one in Buffalo.
And when you listen to some American politicians, some coded and some not coded, but they're speaking to their base, and frankly, they're playing with fire.
There's just too much hatred.
Janetta Williams with the NAACP is frustrated. Authorities in Buffalo say the gunman was targeting black people. In a 180-page document attributed to the suspect, he writes about what's called the Great Replacement Theory, a racist ideology that claims there's an effort to replace white Americans.
I think it's a time when people need to really stop and look at the way they treat people.
It's hard, especially in a profoundly divided America.